Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another NuubCast. This is Blomus bringing you a 1v1 on the Shattered Temple between Mapua, the repeat offender, the repeat offending NuubCast, doing due diligence in making my FPS drop into the basement. No, and now it's back. But he's the red Zerg player. And the blue Terran player is Crazy Tom. Not Major Tom. Not Uncle Tom. Crazy Tom. I suppose he could be Crazy Uncle Tom. But he's crazy. And he's my Uncle Tom! Not really. I don't know this man. This Terran is no relation to me. But watch him anyway. We're here on Shattered Temple. It used to be lost, but then they found it and crushed it. And now it is Shattered Temple. I'm sure it's been so long we don't even have to talk about the things that are no longer here. They used to be like the giant ledge on these naturals. That used to be a haven for Terran players, just destroying Zerg players. Obviously the island base, that's no longer an island. You don't need me to tell you about these things. It's already old news. Some of you have started playing this game after Lost Temple's already gone. But Mapua, you have found your Terran counterpart. You are now scouting his base in many star-like patterns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pointed stars. Very impressive, very impressive. And Mapua getting the early expand down, doing his thing. I do not recall the level of this replay. It was not in, oh, maybe it was. I think it's silver. I think it's silver. I think no. Mapua, I'm sure, will correct me in the comments if I am wrong. And you can all lynch me later because that's what we do around here. I mean, not here. You guys are awesome. Nobody does that to me because I'm not important enough to get lynched for my mistakes or poor opinions and things like that. But oh, you poor drone. His little carcass melting away in the rain. It always is raining here. It's kind of a depressing map. It's always raining. The hatch is up here from Mapua, but nothing doing just yet. Not deciding to transfer any drones at the moment. Wants to make a couple of drones. But still better to get a little transfer going there, Mapua. Come on, at least like 4 or 5. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. Come on. Come on. Transfer those drones. ZvT coming out, wants to check on things, make sure everything's going according to his plan. He's got his second gas going up over here. He's got the factory going up, so it looks like it's going to be a 1-1-1 likely. Unless we're going to see a starport go down instantly. Zerglings coming up to take a peek up here at the front. Gonna lose one of those little lingaroonies, and these Marines are gonna hold the front. Down goes the tech lab. Are we gonna see a starport as well, or are we just gonna see the tech lab for the factory? Curious. Well, I guess I should be curious because we 3 spine crawlers going down for Mapua, who has not been able to scout. So definitely an overreaching defense. There's the eBay, so we're seeing tanks come out. So it looks like we're going to see a tank marine from Crazy Tom. He's so crazy. Crazy Tom, he's so crazy. He's bringing out the tank marine push. So a very strong early push. He can even be moving out as soon as this first tank comes out. He has enough to do some damage here. Obviously, with siege tech almost complete here, he's in a pretty strong position. If he decided to move out now, these 3 spines not going to be enough to hold off that early of an aggression. However, well, it doesn't look like Mapua is looking to do much more than get up his layer tech. We do have that Evo chamber. We have Ling speed coming down now. Another Ling coming out here. Just wants to come and peek, see if he's expanded or not, see if he's still on one base. And we may be seeing a certain... Well, that's weird. He hasn't scouted anything over here except for hatcheries, but he's put up missile turrets. This is common in lower leagues, bronze, silver. There's going to be certain builds that you are just afraid of. Hell, there's builds that I'm afraid of, and guess which one I'm most afraid of? Mutas, and I'd be doing this too. If I was Terran, I'd be dropping down turrets all the time. But for some reason, people rarely... What is going on here? We're at the 8.5 minutes, and Mapua's like, I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what he's doing. He's gonna banshee me. And this is what we're seeing happening. We're seeing the I have to defend against everything build because I haven't scouted. And this goes back to something we've been saying a lot in a lot of different games. We see Infestation Pit going down. Infestors, there's no Roach Warren. There's no... Whoa. We're going to see Lings and Infestors. That, I'd actually like to see that. Oh, here come the tanks. Oh, they're going to do all kinds of damage. Mapua is not going to be able to hold this off. Crazy Tom, you have 18 Lings coming out, and they do have speed, so they are going to be able to... Oh, it looks like Crazy Tom separated his forces, so he's going to be able to go in and kill these tanks. Oh my, what is happening here? Mapua, how do you stay in this game? Another 16 Lings coming out. We're down to 5 Marines and 2 tanks. There goes the Evo chamber. Oh no! The Broodlings came out and the tanks fired on them and actually ended up killing a lot of the Marines. That's one of the good things about Zerglings, is that they cause tanks to do a ton of splash damage. Oh, look at these Lings are going to come out. They're going to do all kinds of damage, but the tanks are not in siege mode, and so... they're going to be able to repel those very quickly. We have an SCV out here to repair if he needs to. Ling is going to come right out, quickly take down 1 tank, try and take out the 2nd tank. Queen's going to die. Oh my goodness, what is happening? But we do have the pathogen glands going down for these infestors. If Mapua can just hold off, he can just hold off long enough to get the infestors. Oh, he's losing so many drones. Oh, he can't even make any more because the Ling's gonna come out. And he's finally gonna be able to clean this up. Oh my goodness, that must have been so scary for Mapua. I would have been crapping in my pants. Oh no, he's gonna counter with these Lings. He's gonna try and do a run by, but it's not gonna work. And these Lings are all gonna die. And Crazy Tom, if he was smart, would immediately unsiege and move out. Even though both guys are running really high on resources. Yeah, another drone transfer, 2nd drone transfer over to the natural for Mapua. Not that look at this. Look at this. What he saw, he had a ton of money, so he went and built himself 5 more barracks and 2 more factories, and he's only on 1 base. This base just finishing, just getting the orbital command out, just getting SCVs over here to mine. So he went from having a butt ton, too much money, to not having nearly enough money to do anything. So that's something to take note of for us noobs, us new players. When you see yourself having that big stack of money, don't go overboard. This is a little too much. You know, all this production facilities, you're not, you know, you waste all your money building the buildings, you're not going to have any money to spend it. So maybe spend half of your stack on production so that when they're finished, you can actually make guys when the time comes. I have a feeling that this is going to be, that right there is going to be the problem for Crazy Tom, because there's no way that on 2 bases, even once he gets these fully saturated, he's got the mules down like he already does, as he's almost mined out here in the main, there's no way that he's going to be able to, I mean, he doesn't even have his mules out, he needs to get those going. But there's still, even with the mules, he's not going to be able to afford the kind of production, because look, he's not even making anything out of these. None of his factories, all of his barracks are moving, none of his factories are moving anything, and he couldn't make 3 tanks right now if he wanted to. So that being said, we do have infestors finally coming out for Mapua, infestors, and a butt ton of Zerglings. He does not, he's going to be, looks like he's going to be fungal growthing the Marines, and then trying to kill them with, oh, get out of dodge, bro. That's, now you want, that's where you want the fungal to go on. Good, very nice fungal, getting almost everything, all the Marines. Oh, come on, get up, get back on out there. Get back on out there. Killing off the Marines, going to kill off another tank. Fungal does affect tanks, though not as much. Going to drop some. Very nice job. I like this. Getting out the infested Terrans. They have an extremely high DPS. 8 damage. I think that's 2 more than a Marine. Yeah, it is. So they actually have an even greater DPS than Marines do. So extremely, extremely effective units to throw out into the battle. Obviously, they don't last very long, but that doesn't matter. These guys are burrowed, so they can just spit out infested Terrans right here, and or a fungal growth and some infested Terrans if they so desired. Looks like the only thing they can do is infested Terrans. Oh, and plus they're burrowed, so the only thing they can do is infested Terrans. They would have to pop up in order to do that, and if one of them were to pop up, they would likely get spanked by a tank, particularly if it was this one, because it's so low on health, and siege tank would be able to hit one of those right away. But they are burrowed, and so they're going to be able to heal up while they're down there as well. Although if they move them back a little bit, they'd heal up faster. Look at this, Mapua looking to get his 3rd over here. Overlords over here, keeping an eye on things. Probably want to expand his vision and try and move out a little bit. There's the infested Terrans, right on top of the tanks. Looks like Crazy Tom may have been expecting that, if for no other reason than because he only had the 1 tank sieged. If he wanted to, he could have been in a lot bigger trouble if he had these all unsieged and the infested Terrans came out, and then they would have been doing all the splash damage on each other, and that could have been really bad for Crazy Tom. So I don't know if he did it on purpose or not, but kudos to him for getting it done. I'm going to try and break down these rocks, see if we can't move those up. Now he's going to siege them up, and I wonder if we're going to see some scans and try and get rid of some of this creep or not. But more and more tanks moving out. Looks like we have been getting some mules down, energy. And there's the scan. 3rd base up for Mapua. Not going to be able to. Well, he can do a transfer. Terran's not close enough yet. All these guys hanging out, getting their energy up. Roach Warren finally going down. Some other kind of tech now for Mapua. Appreciate. Yeah, if you see a lot of tanks on the field, infestors are great fun, but you really got to get some anti-air. You got to get the mutas out. Use your infestors to fungal growth the Marines, so they die really fast, and then get your mutas in to kill these tanks. This is a lot of tanks. And there's the drone transfer to the 3rd from Mapua. Infestors. Look at that. Marines dying. Marines dying to tank fire. You gotta love that. Not even gonna be able to pop out. But here comes a move Looks like these guys are going to come out. Looks like we're going to see perhaps some leapfrogging here by Crazy Tom. Corruptors now coming out. I guess, yep, going right for Broodlords. Not even going to get Mutas out at all. I think that's really risky by Mapua. You really want to... Like, I understand the desire to rush the tech, but in your position, in this particular position, you really want to be careful. Because, and look, he's got the Raven out so he can see those burrowed infestors. You know, you want to be careful, you know, especially now that you've got your third base up. Bad move. More bad moves, but that was actually really good because once again, all those forces died to tank splash damage. Not one of those infestor eggs hatched, but 3 tanks, bunch of marines all died to the infested Terrans. He could do that again. Now we have the marines coming in. I'm trying to drop one of those corruptors. Here come the Lings. They're right out of tank range. Get a fungal growth on those guys. Get a fungal on them. Get a fungal on them. No fungal. Wow. And all those infested Terrans are all just going to die to marine fire. Tank fire, I mean. That's a situation where you definitely prefer to use a fungal if you had the energy. I don't know if he actually did or not. But now we have Broodlords coming out. And these guys are going to be able to do all kinds of damage because all we have is tanks right here. Now, a few more marines moving out is not going to be enough. It's a lot of tanks. But, you know, Crazy Tom doing a good job of keeping his money low because he's making tanks, and because he's making them out of 3 factories. And he's also got starports out now trying to make some Vikings. Looks like he knows that Broodlords are coming, so he's got a couple of starports up. He's got his armory up, trying to upgrade. But it's going to be a little bit too late, and these Broodlords are going to come out, and they are going to cause some serious havoc. Once again, splash damage from the Broodlords, from the Broodlings, just going to do all kinds of damage. It's just smart. You really got to unsiege your tanks and get them out of dodge because splash damage alone is going to kill half of your army. And that's exactly what we just saw happen. But these Broodlings are going to chase down these tanks. They are going to chew, nom, and kill a lot of these units. 1 Viking, not going to be enough. If there's any other Corruptors out here, now is the time to get them out here. He does have 2 out on the field. They can go and take out that Viking, which is exactly what they need to be doing. But it doesn't look like Mapua is paying too close of attention. What are you looking at, Mapua? What are you looking at? You looking back here about, hey look, Corruptors. You see your Corruptors? See those Corruptors? You see them? Did you see them? You see them? You're losing your Broodlords. And you're not sending out your Corruptors. You are a bad boy. A bad boy. And it looks like you're going to lose all of your Broodlords. Some more Corruptors coming over. Going to try and make a bunch of Broodlords. Plenty of gas, not enough cash. And that's going to be due to your saturation over here, Mapua. But once again, I'm going to say you should be making at least some Mutalisks. I guess the Corruptors are going to do really good against these Vikings, but they're going to die to the Marines. And Roach is coming out, going to be helpful against these tanks because of their armor. And it looks like he's just going to have enough to clean this up. Maybe not. Broodlings chewing on these Marines, and it looks like he's going to... Oh, and Crazy Tom taps out with the GG, and Mapua takes it. The Broodlords just enough. And man, that was a close one. And he doesn't know it's over. He's going to go and attack. Ain't that something? Well, we don't need to watch it. Good game by Mapua. I mean, not a great game. It's good for the level. I would have liked to see a little bit more steps to tech he just went Zergling straight to Infestors, which is fine. But once you saw the tanks, you immediately have to get that Spire out, get some Mutas out, before you jump straight to Corruptors, Hive Tech, and Broodlords. You probably could have been just fine, and you would have had a much more mobile force if you had gone and it wouldn't have cost as much if you went Mutas, Infestor, and Zerglings. So then you bring your Infestors in, you fungal growth those Marines, bring your Mutas in to clean up the tanks, and you probably would have finished this game up a lot sooner. But good job. Advice to Crazy Tom, like I've already stated. Eventually, I think because of mules, he was able to do an okay job of producing out of all of these units, but not at the same time. You probably noticed if you were watching his production, he could only do like 3 tanks and then bio stuff, and then some tanks, and then some bio stuff. He couldn't produce out of all of his stuff at the same time. If he'd cut 2 of these and cut 1 of these, he probably could have constantly produced, which actually probably would have yielded more units for him over the course of the battle. All that being said, that's all I got to say. Keep climbing that ladder. Till next time.